Hey guys, me Kickassreaction here, and today we are here to do episode 3 of One Punch Man Season 3. Not doing episode 4 in this video because I want to put some more time into Yu-Gi-Oh! GX after this, but this week, probably Wednesday if I had to guess, I'll get to, I'll do episode 4 this week, so I'll still be doing it live after this week, so regardless of when it comes out, we'll be there. But, yeah, doing episode 3. Last time we got kind of like the introductions for the season down. We've still got the Monster Association versus the Hero Association right now, with them trying to recruit Garo, which is really cool. And obviously he's kind of renounced that offer. We did get, interestingly, a singular moment where Garo kind of was close to breaking his moral code of not actually killing heroes and almost went for it, but backpedaled on it. So, you know, very, very curious as to what would happen if that didn't happen. But obviously, despite how much of Garo is like the main antagonist of One Punch Man right now, and how much he likes to name himself one, he's not a monster. So, you know, that's definitely not too big of a problem right there. But we're at the point where we are fighting, like, I think, like, 2 of the higher league monsters in the Monster Association. We've got King, what was it? King Rippler, or King Ripper, I believe, which is the guy with sword hands, and Insect God. We hate insects in One Punch Man, or at least mosquitoes, but yeah, those 2 are really interesting. And like I said, introductions were the first 2 episodes. There was no real fighting or anything, so this is the episode where presumably we're going to get Garo 2v1ing these little bitches, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to go, because I know a lot of people say that, like, you know, Season 2 was a big dip in animation quality to Season 1, which it was, to be fair, because Season 1 was, like, a very big exception to how anime is usually produced. But the last, like, 3 episodes, basically, like, Garo Near Death versus, like, all like, the B and A class heroes, then against Genos, Bomb, and Silverfang. That was peak, to me, honestly. That was, like, Season 1 level. I don't think it was, obviously animation-wise it wasn't, but I think in terms of, like, personal fights, like, that was a hyped fight, I think, up there with, like, Saitama vs. Boros for me, you know, so that was the stuff of beauty. That's what really solidified to me Garo as my favorite character in One Punch Man, which he is, and it's like, oh, man, I love this guy so much. And obviously, in a season where it seems like the, you know, it's kind of like Garo's story right now. Like, Saitama's kind of the secondary character in this arc at the moment. I'm very curious and very excited to see where we actually go for Garo in this season, what his journey's going to be, and, you know, especially the end game, you know. That's really fun. So, guys, without further ado, let's get into episode 3. And obviously, you know, the 3, like, characters on the title are obviously Saitama, Garo, and Tatsumaki. Now, again, that's very interesting because we know a lot about Fubuki, the younger and inferior sister in the psychic sister duo, but we know next to nothing about Tatsumaki's backstory, and that is what I'm really curious to see. And, you know, obviously, the shot of her eye alludes to that. Possibly the Monster King, someone in the association, has some of the backstory when it comes to Tatsumaki, the Tornado of Terror. Super hyped for that. So yeah, guys, let's do this. Episode 3 of One Punch Man Season 3. Got that good old Bandai logo. Very random and sporadic with their allowance of shows on YouTube. Because I couldn't get Season 1 up without doing edits. Season 2 was fine, they literally manually released it, and the same thing with the first episode of Season 3. So, it's literally just a coin flip, honestly, on what you can get up with them. I love those shots, still peakness. Yep, all of these guys got... I could just use those shots alone for every thumbnail in this season. It's that peak. Please, we need Garo to get, like, just an hour of sleep, man. It'd be fine. This man is fucking knackered going into this season. Oh yeah, we got the whole thing with, like, Zombie Man. That was like House of Evolution stuff. That's already done. And the guy who wants to fight Flashy Flash. Oh yeah, and the boy's kidnapped, didn't he? I'm trying to remember a lot. I swear, one day I'm gonna write the Big Monster King's name down eventually. And whatever this thing is, I think someone commented it was like a Phoenix Man or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, Flashy Flash. The shots are peak! So what'd that say? Was that organism limits? Organism limits. That actually makes a lot of sense. House of Evolution's always like relevant because that fucking gorilla keeps coming back. Oh, this guy again! Oh my god, this dude. Oh my god, can you tell him about Saitama? Sure. A dude destroyed it because he almost missed a bargain sale. We're not making that shit up. That is kind of like an interesting question, because obviously One Punch Man does allude to like the idea that like obviously humanity has a certain limit that it can have, and breaking that limit means boundless energy, but the only way we've really seen that so far is in relation to physical prowess, to strength, to speed, to stamina, the basic stuff. But I'm really curious how the limiter would react, and if a limiter is in place for all kinds of abilities in One Punch Man. So, you know, Tatsumaki and her psychic abilities, like, is it in theory possible to break her limiter, and would that like expand her psychic abilities more? You know, because obviously physical prowess is the way we use the limiter in One Punch Man, but does any ability have that kind of capability to it? So, you know, Tatsunaki in theory breaks the limiter. Could she move the sun? Could she move the earth? You know, she can already move meteors in space, but like, you know, what is that limit in association to genuine just superpowers beyond just, you know, strength training, like what Garo has, you know? Very curious what we'd have with that. Ow. Super random to have these things happen at once. This is a very interesting fight. Oh, wait, this is a girl? I saw boobs. Oh my god, oh. I thought this was a guy. I think this is called King Ripper, right? I thought it was a guy. I don't actually fall for that very often in shows, believe it or not. Okay. Where there's boobs, it's female. Genuinely no idea what kind of powers this thing has. Oh, not the line! Not the line! Yeah, it's even gonna kill him or turn him into a super beast. Let's go. You lose your hair. He lost his hair. Yeah, that's a genuine concern. You can draw him in 20 seconds. So what's the association between hair and unfathomable power?
全く別次元のものだ。人間が怪人化した場合、悪癖の変調、コンプレックスなどによる変身願望や欲求不満などのフラストレーションの爆発など、
Hey, that's the first monster Saitama killed.
様々だが、彼らはいずれも細胞に異常をきたし、突然変異を起こした者たちだ。
Yeah, I think we've killed every monster in this.
科学の力で作られた者たちもそうだな。
Yeah.
人間以外の生物が環境汚染などを引き金に怪生物になるケースも多く見受けられる。
Yeah, literally we've killed all of
これ
these
は別の
things.
生物に生まれ変わったもので、
Boros,
リ
the
ミッター
Sea
が破壊
King.
されたわけではない。以前 J 氏に襲来した新海賊や A 氏に現れた宇宙人なども講義では怪人と称されるが、あれは最初からああいう生物であって知性を持った人間の天敵というものだ。
Yeah.
それらと対峙して戦うことができる大きな力を
I
持つ。
just want to like get a shot of this because like yeah, Tatsumaki, peak. Our man, our Silver Fang, love that man so much, and just I love like the respect they give to Moomin Rider, because he's literally like he's so out of place amongst all the S-class heroes, but he genuinely does like deserve to be here. So that's really cool to see. Yeah. Poor guy. And then just Genos in the far back because he's like the weakest one.
ヒーローというのは元来そこまで強くなれる資質を持って生まれ、努力や才能でその力を育んだ者たちだ。もしくは体のサイボーグ化やお前のように人体実験で特殊な能力を身につけた者、中には私のように生まれつきの超天才や得意能力者もいるかもな。だが彼は違った。平凡な出生、平凡な生活、何の素質も持たないただの一般人。
Yeah, he told the whole backstory to that guy, didn't he?
の扉をこじ開け、リミッターを破壊した。リミッターが外れて自己進化したものの常識破りの強さといったらもう、ああ、今思い出しただけでも笑えてくる。自分の野望が滑稽すぎたことをな。
I genuinely don't know what we do in this show if someone else actually broke the limit up. Say Garu, for example, like that would just shatter the
他に聞きた
planet.
いことはあるか？
じゃあなんでたこ焼きなんだ。
人体再生の研究をしていたらタコの足を無限に作り出すことに成功してな。
Oh,
そうか。
that's it. That's just it. Just a one-off for me. Not really not really a special case or anything.
こいつらジジイと比べたら大したことねえ。
Obviously.
まさか人間がここまでやるとは。
2対1だよ。
To be fair, he ate quite a lot
君
before
結構強いんだ
this.
ね。ちょっと遊んでやろうと思ったんだけど、もういいや、やっちゃおう。
本番はここからだ。
てめえらの動きは見切った。
Ugh. They arguably, that's a good shot.
おじさん。
Oh, we're just playing dirty now, really.
おじさん。
You couldn't have just left.
ヘドロクラゲ、お前ここで何してんだ。
Hedgerow
いや
jellyfish.
そいつには個人的な恨みがあってね。
あいつは。
Really?
てめえ、
Oh.
そのクソガキは何の関係も。
I won't even remember it. Oh, god damn it. I'm not worried about him dying, but that seemed like a spine shot. And this dude can just cut flesh like butter.
一応殺すなって指示だっただろう。
止めるのが遅いよ、虫神ちゃん。そんなこと言われたって。
If Garo just died right here, that would be like the worst thing for the show.
それじゃ仲良く帰ろっか。
And the kid! They really fucking took the kid. They trying to make Garo team up with the Hero Association now?
ゲームプレイを見たいなんて
I
何
don't-
がしたいんだ。
I really don't
一応
get
これで
these
全開
weird...
だけど。
It's probably a budget thing, but I really do not like just these white shots where it's just like no
全く何も理
background.
解できなかった。
It just looks
埼
lazy.
玉先生とキングが普段やっている仮想バトルに俺が参
It's
戦
just
するのは
jarring
まだ
because they
早
never
い
did
と
that
いうこと
before.
か。レベルをもっと上げなければ課題が山積みだな。
結構遅い時間
Can
に
a
なっちゃ
machine
った
even
な。
break their limiter?
そう闇雲に探しても画廊は見つからんじゃろう。奴は怪人どもとアジトにいるだろうしな。
先生の意志は固そうだった。怪人協会の拠点を発見し殲滅するまで帰ってこないかもしれない。
埼玉市強いけどあんな性格してるから少し心配だな。
As you should
万が
be.
一怪人の罠にでも。
ただいま。先生だ。
普通に帰ってきた。
何か成果あったかの？
たくも。
Isn't it about time he learned what Garo looks like?
いやー参った。大変な目にあったぜ。
さか本当に画廊を見つけたとか。
あれ、まだ帰ってなかったのか。窮屈だな。
先生、その帰り地はまさかヒーロー狩りの。
いや、帰り道に怪人が出たから。
怪人協会絡みか。
いや、だいたいいつも怪人いるんだよ、ここ
You
ら
can
辺。
never tell really now.
なんでか知らんけど。まあ、それは全然問題じゃ
White's
ない
not
ん
the
だけ
best
ど。
color to have in a
先生の身
violent
に起きた
profession.
大変なことというのは一体。
あんなに意気込んでたのに。
誰に何をされたん
These
じゃ。
weird, these weird lighting.
それがな。どこかで財布落としちゃって。
Ooh.
6000円くらい入ってたんだけど。
Oh man.
なんじゃそんなことか。てっきりガロー
Like eventually he's gotta learn what Garo looks
そういえ
like.
ばあの時、
なんじゃどうした。
あの食い逃げ犯。
心当たりがあるのか。
あいつのことを追いかけた時に、せっかく買った白菜、ファミレスに忘れてきた。
Yes, let's go, let's go.
いや、そんな白菜ぐらいで。
Garo knows how
楽しそう
important
ね。
food is.
また戻ってきたか地獄の吹雪。
Did she bring the cabbage?
まだ何かあるのか。
埼玉やってくれたわ
Oh,
ね。
he's in deep shit now.
これ
She
は
she
白
brought the
菜。
cabbage.
なぜ吹雪が。
これ忘れ物よ。
おお、助かった。今日は鍋にしたい気分だったんだよ。鍋に白菜は欠かせないからな。
他に私に言うべきことがあるんじゃない
You
の。
dine and dashing scum!
白菜ありがと
違うでしょ。お店の会計を
Yeah, he
私に
knows
教え
he's
て
in
ね
deep shit now.
ちゃんと詫びなさいよ。
Okay, these shots are just
忘れてた。
weird. I
う。ごめん。
しかもまた話の途中
I don't mind the
に
close up, but what the hell's up with the
何か
coloring in
話してたっ
this?
け。
ほらやっぱり聞いてなかった。とにかく今回の件は一つ貸しだから
Yeah.
覚えときなさいよ。
It won't be paid with in cash,
知ったはずなのになぜま
but
だ
it will be paid in blood
こいつも
probably.
弟子入り志願者なのか。先生の労力が増すのは厄介だ。それだけは絶対に阻止しなければ。
He's gonna pay.
高速接近反応。何か来る。ち、この損傷率ではまともに応戦できない。バングとその兄は負傷。吹雪では相手がレベル鬼以上だった場合。
Bro, you
や
are
られる
all
可能
more
性
than
が高い。
capable of dealing with whatever
先生は
this
財布を
is.
失った精神的ダメージが深刻だ。現状ま
Like,
とも
bro,
に
look
戦
what
えない。
Garo's doing while injured near death.
敵が接
You
近
think
し
any of them would
外
struggle?
で迎え撃て。
Even if it's like demon glass, you're fine.
なんで。
早く外へ。
ちょっと待って。押さないで。落ち着こう。どういうこと。
安心しろ。敵は一体だ。
なんで。
どうしたジェノス。
怪人が来たようなのでキングに任せました。
う
Nice.
ーわ。
玄関の前にいたお客さんです。
キング招き入れてどうする。
What the
待
hell?
て待て。またひどく
It really is cramped in here now.
それ以上無理に
You
動
got
い
a
てはいか
fucking
ん。
action figure.
わしだよゼノス。
Hey,
クセの
really? First time we've seen him in person, I think.
なぜここに。
ちょっと気になっての。
Also, that's quite a suit.
直したばかりなのに
Missiles
再び救難信号が届いてたもんじゃから
God
たまに
damn.
はわしが状況を確かめようと思っての。
心配をおかけしてすみません。もう負けないと言った矢先に。
驚いた。性能も火力もかなり向上させたはずなんじゃが、まあ気にせんでいい。大事なことは勝つことより
Look, this guy's got little to do in life besides patch you up
お主をそこ
now.
まで破壊した敵は。
いつも通り埼玉先生が。
そうか、お主がゼノスの師匠埼玉くんか。一度会ってみたか。
補足やめてくんない。
うん、こりゃ失
Fair.
礼。
What counts as shoes on his suit?
わしはクセイの。もともとはしがない機械工学者で、わけあって今はゼノスの正義活動をサポ
俺は
ートする
埼玉
ものじゃ。
よろしく。
そうか
Nice.。
ゼノスにこんな立派な師匠ができたとは感慨深いの。わしとゼノスが出会った頃は
迎えに来てもらえてよかったなジェノス。じゃあ部屋も狭いんでここら辺で
Not
解
even
散って
listening
ことで
whatsoever.
またなくせ
That's a
ー
nice manga collection.
要点だけ20文字以内でお願いします。
Yeah.
まあそう言
We
わ
know
ず
that
に
rule.
例の埼玉
Unless
君
food's
の家だ
related,
と思って
always 20 words or
手
nothing.
土産があるんじゃ。
先生用の強化パーツか何かですか。
いや俺生身なんだけど。
究極の
Yes! You are now on Saitama's personal friend
最高級
list.
品じゃ。これは普段ゼノスが世話になってるお礼として受け取ってくれんか。
I will.
おう高級肉じゃ。わしも肉は久しく食ってねえな。
Really?
くせーの。いやくせーの博士。
You're my second best
どう
friend.
やらジェノスを見
Doctor?
守る者同士語り合えることが多くありそう。またぜひいつでもうち
You've
に
now
遊びに
broken
来て
the
くだ
word
さい。
limit.
揃い。軽すぎる。 勧誘するのを難しく考えてた自分が恥ずかしくなってくるわ。
You just gotta
じゃあこの
you
肉
just
も
have to
鍋に
stock
入れ
him
よう。
up. That's all.
野菜を切ってきます。
そんなにいいお肉鍋なんかに入れちゃうの？もったいないわよ、そんな食べ方。
Damn.
この部屋赤ワインとか置いてないわけ？
あ、ねえよそんなもん。あ、まさかお前ら食っていく気じゃないだろうな。
Yeah.
関係ない奴らはここで解散だっつうの。ほらキングもじいさんたちも帰った帰った。
That's a it's a very dangerous thing that was just learned there, Fubiki. Learning that quality food of any kind is the way to reach Saitama, you know? That's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous piece of knowledge you just gave her right there, Sho. I think you should know the consequences of your actions very soon for that, you know? Also, red wine. Yeah, bring it over.
太郎くんと話してきたよ。審査結果はボツでした。っていうかその場の流れでやっちゃった。彼ってばこっちが話し合おうって言ってるのに急に襲いかかってくるんだもんな。ひどいよね、虫神ちゃん。
This thing's way bigger than I thought it
嘘
was.
しかつけないのか？実際どんな様子だったか教えろよ。
Nice.
怪人を名乗っているだけの中途半端な野郎だった。状況次第でいつ裏切るかわからんやつといったところだな。でなんだ、俺たちの判断で処分したところで何か文句あるか？
文句はないよ。よく言ってきてくれた。結構傷つけられてるようだけど彼強かった？
しまった体に想像以上のパワーで面食らったな。わざわざ二人で
This feels like something right out of Monsters Inc.
本当に死んじゃったの？
確認してないけど多分死んでるでしょ。虫神ちゃんが止めるの遅かったから。
お前は最初から殺す気満々だっただろうが。
Yeah. Like siblings just lying to the parent over and over.
で、その子供はどうしたの？
見られたから連れてきちゃった。
ふふじゃないよ。さっさと始末しなさい。
That's it.
そんなに怒るなよ。後でじっくり遊ぶために持ってきたんだから。たまに発散しないとまた衝動的にここの誰かを切り裂いちゃうからさ。
遊ぶ時間なんて残ってないぞ。ヒーロー協会の探査ロボットがアジト周辺まで来ていた。ここを特定するまであと1日もかからないだろうね。いよいよ
So what's that, like 3 more episodes in time?
送り込まれてくる。S 級ヒーローは手強いぞ。各自戦闘準備しておけ。
Oh my god!
ギョロギョロ様が相性のいい相手を指定してくれるか
Bro, that girl looks like something right out. She looks like two Demon Slayer characters mixed together. A monster? What the fuck is the dog man? Oh my god, that looks like a costume. Can we get the gorilla fighting the rhino?
あの話が本当ならば俺もなれるはずだ。怪人王フェニックス男に。
いいかいお前たち。目標はお前たちで一人一冊だ。死ぬ気でやるんだよ。
The big BDSM monster. To be fair with her, I wouldn't even know she's a monster if they didn't tell me. She looks way too human.
マロンゲさんマジ強いっす。レベル鬼っすか？
虎に翼、クリーロのロン毛、宿毛強制、鬼に金棒、俺にマロン毛。
へえ。
Interesting design.
怪人化したんすね。
にゃん様よ。プリプリプリズナーの野郎が来た時は俺たちにやらせてくれ。
Sure. Oh my god, you're all prisoners.
俺たちならやり返せる。
この手で殺さなきゃ気が済まね
え。いいだろう。好きに暴れて。
I don't even want to know what he put you through. I really don't.
実力的なトップは先行のフラッシュ。他は雑魚だ。向こうには超能力者やロボットなんかもいるが。ロボットなど論外だろう。機械仕掛けが俺たち忍者の速さに対応できるわけがない。
You'd be surprised, honestly. Okay. This is kind of whatever. They're literally creating a whirlwind from these movements. That's pretty sick. Oh, wow. Bro is uprunning a fucking waterfall. What do you think you are, Sonic the Hedgehog? You'd be surprised, honestly, at the reaction speed these guys have.
君は G5 君だったっけ？それ何？どこから盗んできたのかな？
これは個人的な趣味から回収させていただきました。
This guy actually looks pretty cool. I do want to see him fight G5.
貴重なサンプルですので失礼します。
わがんまくん、お友達を連れてきたよ。
誰？僕は誰を？君も怪人に捕まったの
？Hello.
わがんまくん。
Yeah, just two kids.
ねえ、外はもう夜？
うん。
ねえ、何か食べ物持ってない？
飴玉ならあるよ。1個しかないけど、これでよければ。
他には？
ごめん。
He just said he had one piece.
使えねえやつ。
あのさ、僕たちどうなるのかな？
怪人たちも頭悪いよね。よりによって僕をさらうなんてさ。僕のパパはヒーロー協会の偉い人なんだよ。
そうなの？
That's not gonna matter,
ヒーロー
kid.
協会が黙ってないぞ。すぐに僕を助けに来るよ。あ、そうだ。お前もついでに助けてあげようか。
Wow. Nice.
僕からヒーローに頼んでやるよ。
お願い。
よし。じゃあ今日からお前は僕の部下な。
What?
文句あるか？
Bro seems
助かりたいんだろ？
far too casual about his predicament.
何を話しているのかな。残念ながら二度と帰れないよ君たちは。残念だったね。
Gross.
今すぐ僕を家に帰さない。
Oh, now you're terror. Yeah, now you're shaking, aren't you, bitch?
みんな
Know your place.
ヒーローもパパもお前を助けに来たせいでみんな死ぬ。
Mm-hmm. We're not so cocky now.
ヒーローも来ちゃうんだぞ。お前たちなんかボロクソのコテンパンにやられちゃえばいいんだ。あ、そうだ。金属バットだったら一人で勝てちゃうんじゃないかな。間近で見たから
You probably do a lot.
楽勝だよ。
ああ、はいはい、金属バットね。怖い怖い。
あのさ、わがんまくん。僕ニュースで見ちゃったんだ。雷光源氏もヘビーコングも金属バットも、あとメタルナイトもさっき。
なんだよ。ヒーロー協会には竜巻。
That's fair. I would put my faith in Tatsumaki if it was just her against these guys. Blast we're probably never gonna see, let's be real.
怪人協会が何のために作られたか分かってるか？邪魔なそいつらを残らずぶっ殺すために集まったんだよ。こっちだって S 級ヒーローがとんでもなく強いのは最初から分かってる。分かった上で言ってるんだよ。ヒーローどもが全員死ぬってな。こっちには S 級以上のヤバすぎる奴らが揃ってる。特に最愛レベル竜の幹部の連中は。
Well, I'd love to see what they're like, you know. Really? That thing? I really would like to see what the powers are if they're like top 10 heroes. Top 10 monsters, sorry. Low-key, I would honestly put my money on Tatsumaki against all those things. Except maybe that. Maybe that thing. I don't know, we'll have to see. You've lost so much blood recently, I genuinely... It's only shonen logic that you're alive. Even by anime standards, you should be dead by now. Like, we already have an immortal zombie man in this show, yet Garo's questioning what that even means at this point, you know? Oh, man. Alright, a little disappointed because we didn't get much of Garo in this episode. Like, I really expected more from him in this, you know, I thought that fight would have been a lot longer. But it does seem like a majority of the first half of this season is just the build-up for the second half. And like we said, we just need to give, like, Garo an episode or two to actually recover. Because, like, he just ate and he just lost, like, you know, a couple gallons of blood again, so it's like, bro, we're just working on the logic that he's not at full strength right now. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. So yeah, like I said, a little overhyped, I think, for that episode I was, because I was really curious and I had pretty good confidence that Garo was actually just going to slaughter those two, you know, King Rippler and Insect God. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. I definitely say I do like the structure of the Monster Association. I do like how they are pretty, they're being pretty thorough in their actual, like, countermeasures for the Hero Association at this point. You know, because we know that, like, pretty sure, like, most of the S-Class heroes are Dragon level, so, you know, in terms of, like, the monster scaling, so, you know, obviously there are some big exceptions to that, like, the Centipede thing we saw in the last season, was, like, probably one of the pinnacles you could get for a Dragon level threat, but I'd say mostly what we've seen, like, an S-Class hero, or at least, like, the top half of them, could deal with Dragon level threats on their own, I think. You know, Tatsumaki, you know, Bang, obviously. Who's fourth? Outside of the top three, I don't really recall the order numbers, but, you know. I think they are pretty good measures to the S-Class heroes, which are the Dragon levels, but a lot of the S-Class heroes would have to fight in pairs as well, because as we saw, you know, the Centipede thing, like, you know, like, Genos, Bang, and Bomb, they didn't beat that thing. They did not beat that thing. Deep Sea King from Season 1, Peri Peri Prisoner, and Genos got fucking annihilated from that thing, you know. So, depending on how many Dragon level threats there actually are, yeah, I'd say right now, like, they're in a pretty good spot to actually believe they can actually win this, and we've already got, like, S-Class heroes down. Obviously, that's what piqued their interest in Garo, was a guy that was literally going around taking out S-Class heroes for them, you know, indirectly for them, which is why they kind of figured to make an exception, to make him, like, the first true, like, human on their side, which is really cool. But, you know, outside of that, and I guess I'd say Burroughs is like truly the strongest enemy we've ever seen in One Punch Man, but obviously when you fight someone like Saitama, it's very hard to gauge like what breaks that limit past Dragon into God level, you know. It seems like with how much they want to build him up, Blast might genuinely be God level, where he could fight anything that's taken on the planet. Obviously, Saitama is very easily God level, but I'm really curious what they would use in this story to actually build to be a God level threat, you know, and how they would actually build that to be it, because it can't be against Saitama, you know. Obviously, Saitama will probably fight at some point, but how much destruction and damage and character death could you realistically do and be willing to do with a God level threat before you just bring Saitama in to deal with it, you know, as a level like that would very easily kill a lot of characters off without really knowing the full extent of what Bang, Tatsumaki, and Blast can do. You know, I'd say it right at this point, it could probably kill them. But we'll see, because I think the thing we know about Tatsumaki's like current limit is she couldn't take down Boros' ship alone. If she could have, she would have in Season 1, but that thing seemed to be too big or too heavy or whatever for her to do solo. So there is a gauge of measure for what Tatsumaki's current limit actually is. And like I said, this season, presumably, we are going to go into more into that, which I am excited to see. Very curious about that, because I've no idea if we're actually going to finish the Monster Association story off in this season, or if it's really going to be like a 3-season story. You know, I have no idea how far the story of One Punch Man goes beyond the Monster Association, but I'm really excited to see that. But Tatsumaki wasn't in this episode, so, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, like I said, I presume the first 6 episodes at the pace we're going is just mostly the build-up, because we're not doing too much right now. You know, we're kidnapping hostages, which is fine. Certain S-Class heroes were taken out in the last season, obviously, and our main characters, you know, Genos is literally getting patched up from the end of Season 2, as is Bomb, as is Bang, you know, Saitama's, like, literally just doing Saitama things, so a lot of, like, our peak players that we know of are not really, like, they're not really involved right now, so I'm just curious to see what we're actually going to do going forward, because yeah, like I said, Saitama's just secondary in this season so far. There's very little to do with Saitama whatsoever, beyond just the ordinary things Saitama likes to do, you know, cooking, meeting people, you know, Fubuki trying to recruit him, which is now learned a very dangerous secret of his, is his weakness for, you know, the finer cuisines in life, the fresh meat, you know. We'll see if that, but yeah, you know, like I said, that was a fine enough episode. I still presume, you know, Garo's gonna get up. It does give a reason for Garo to go against the Monster Association at this point, and I don't doubt that he is gonna take out, you know, Insect God and King Rippler soon enough. But we'll see. But yeah, that episode was fine. The season so far has been fine. The only thing I'm really not liking right now is just the weird just color palettes they're using for some of this season. My big gripes right now are like the just the white border backgrounds, which just look lazy, and the weird color distortions they use. You know, if you just like, you don't need that. Just give a close-up shot of the characters in their proper color palettes, and I'm fine. But I don't know, the weird like filter things they do they just look weird to me, honestly. I don't know if I'm in the minority of saying that, but I don't vibe with them. But we'll see how that goes in the season. But yeah, anyway, guys, that was episode 3 of One Punch Man Season 3. Like I said, I will do episode 4 some point in this week. This should go up maybe Monday or Tuesday, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday for that. But I do plan to still be up to date with One Punch Man as we go along. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.